welcome back to Read or Not to Read. We are still reading. This is the second episode. Isn't it? Of this one? I think it is.
We chose to read still.
We are reading Queen of the Night, The Black Tulip Chronicles. Book 2 of The Black Tulip Chronicles. Again, we're reading 10 chapters at a time. Okay, so if you've only read 5, go read 10. 10 ended with them both being stupid and not figuring out who each other are because we can't talk to each other and get signs where people literally say out loud who you are and nobody recognizes anything because we're being obtuse to the point of retardation. Okay, so they are off looking for the tulips, which Vera doesn't know. She just knows that they're looking for a flower.
Yeah.
She doesn't know it's a tulip that they're looking for.
We're keeping secrets. Everyone loves secrets. I don't like secrets, but they love secrets. Everyone has secrets. Secret king, secret tulip that can save the world, secret book, secret blah 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 blah. Bleh. Secrets. We don't like secrets.
Yes, we don't. Does anything happen in this chapter?
I don't really feel like it does.
Okay, so they have this little journal thing that Jethanen gave them, and they're following the instructions on the journal to get to the Lucent Mountains where Lucentia is to get the tulip.
I feel like it's mostly it's like building up how she doesn't really. She's like, oh, I'm used to letting them in do whatever they want, and I just follow and give magic. This is fine. And so she's just letting them talk about it, and then, but she keeps eyeing this book and like, huh, maybe I should be interested in this book, slowly but surely.
He gives her the sword.
Oh, yeah.
He gives her the sword with a bantha claw, and she is just so grateful for this sword that she hugs him. And Darby and Ross are like,
side-eye.
Okay, so that week alone was fun, which cracks me up.
And he's just like, oh, you just need an enchanted weapon for the journey. I, as a high-ranking official, wink, wink, can't let you come on this journey in a dangerous place without an enchanted weapon. Is the only reason I got you this custom sword that has your little bird engraved into a bantha claw on it. There's no other reasons. That's not because I love you, for sure. It's only because you need a sword for this mission.
Yeah. It kind of irritates me that in her thoughts, she says the right thing in her thought, and then she talks herself out of the right thing. Like, I understand that a lot of people do that, but it's like, come on. Do we not have any intuition at all? What? I don't.
She has gotten it gaslit out of her. The freaking evil tulip lady went, no. All people around kings are evil. This man is evil. It'd be better that you married a villain criminal than a king, which is pretty wild. That's pretty top-notch manipulation there. Really sunk in deep.
She only sees her twice a year. Like, not even twice a year. Once a year.
A friendly little reminder.
I know, but
as somebody who went through a weird situation as a child, what you get shoved into your brain as a child, it's really hard to get rid of, especially when it's wrong.
As someone who is highly skeptical and doesn't believe anybody unless I figure out the truth for myself, I'm struggling here. Like,
I can sympathize with her. It's hard. It's very hard to deconstruct a formerly planted thought process.
Yeah.
Not everyone was courageous enough to have their own thoughts. Like, I had my own thoughts, but I'm just like, I'm going to get yelled at if I voice these, so I guess I'll just say what they want me to say and just keep going until eventually it breaks. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
See, yeah, I didn't do that.
We were very different children.
We're different people. You haven't noticed.
Yeah, kind of like, I don't know if y'all saw our nails. Glinda.
We got wicked nails.
Glinda and oh my god, I'm blanking.
Elphaba.
Elphaba. By accident. I just needed pretty wedding nails. Well, not wedding nails. Photo shoot nails.
Engagement nails.
Engagement nails. Those are the words. Words. I don't have that. She does. See how great she is? It's wonderful. Anyways. But she's like, oh, so beautiful. Whatever. And they have a friendly hug, I guess. And like she said, the men are like, oh God, what did we sign up for?
Yeah. The guys are like, oh Lord, this needs to stop. And then in the next chapter is Vera's, and Darby is, so Ross is kind of like the dark broody one, and Darby's the fun boyish one. And Darby has a way of wheedling information out of people because he comes off as like, we're just friends chit chatting, and she's like, why didn't I just tell you my whole life story?
That's great.
And so
I think I like Darby.
I like him. I like both of them, obviously, because you know a good king wouldn't choose bad friends. Obviously.
One would hope.
One would hope, except for his stupid girlfriend.
Except for his stupid freaking girlfriend, who only gets worse.
Yeah, so they're kind of ragging on her for like, they're like, dude, you're a bounty hunter. How do you not know how to cook and find your own food? She goes, I never had to do any of that. I just supplied the magic. I didn't do anything other than go, woo, magic.
She's kind of panicking too, because she's like, I've never split my magic between 3 people before.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know how to control that or do that. I think I might have just let all of them die. Uh-oh.
Oops.
Oops, I guess I should have thought about how experienced I am for this very dangerous trip.
And then she kind of, so she's still talking to Darby. They're traveling, so there's a lot of talking going on, not a whole lot of action. There's talking. We're learning things about each other. And so she asks Darby, like, would you ever retire from being in the service of the king? Like, you're a soldier, do you want to retire? Because he asks her, why'd you take this contract if you don't like want to be here? And she goes, well, I wanted to retire. I wanted to be on my own. So she's trying to, because she is still under the impression that maybe she can convince Icar to run away with her and go skip off into the sunset. But she keeps saying, no, I think serving's in his blood. I think he's going to do it forever. I'm like, yeah, literally in his blood, because he's, I don't know, the king.
I don't know how the song goes, never mind.
I don't know that song. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. So that's kind of what is there. She tells Darby about her. Okay, one thing that makes me giggle / kind of annoys me, because people do this in real life. Darby learns more about her in this 10-minute conversation than Icar knows about her at all. Because Darby's not looking at her saying, pretty. He's like getting to know you.
I feel, is this the first time we learn her age, like her exact age?
She says it at the very beginning of the
Okay.
first book. But yeah,
I don't even think
nobody
he knows how
asked.
old she is.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That could be a child.
I
That
hope
could be
not.
a child, Icar.
She's
Considered that?
She's 26.
She's 26. She's not a child.
She's not a child.
She started not to look like a child, though. Well, kind of.
She's always
Anyways.
not looks like a child. She's just learned she's learned her fashion. It's my neighbor. He drives really slow.
He does. It's kind of rough out there.
I know, but he drives really slow. Really slow. All right. We live out in the country. There's lots of potholes.
But anyways, he's like, yeah, she's 26. He's like, what do you want to, you're going to retire already? Like, what are you going to do with your life? And she goes off on her little dream. It's like, I feel like this could very easily turn into the whole, it's not Rapunzel. The Tangled scene. I've got a dream. I've got a dream.
So yeah, another fun thing that happens here is Darby. So she's asking like, why do you work for the king? Kings are bad. And Darby's like, nope, he's the best guy I ever know. He's my best friend. And Darby's like, I can introduce you to him if you want, thinking it's a joke. And she's like, nope, 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 never, nope, run away. I'm like, girl, you have to keep your cool. Like, stop.
She doesn't have a cool.
She does not have a cool.
She does not have a cool. Like me either. But she does not have a cool.
Not a cool. Not a ounce.
We panic. We panic a little. We panic a lot. There's no in between.
I'm like this, and no poker face whatsoever. If Icar plays poker with his friends, he must get robbed blind because he can't see it.
Which I feel like a poker face is something a king should really have.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, he might have one, but he can't read other people's poker faces.
That's true.
Or read that she doesn't have one. But
he quite enjoys her not having one. He likes knowing that she finds him attractive.
Yeah.
He knows she doesn't have a poker face.
He does. He knows.
He got very good at
But he doesn't put it where it is supposed to be. He doesn't put his intuition in the right spots.
Only the attraction. He only likes it for the for his self-esteem. Anything that doesn't boost his self-esteem, he doesn't care about.
So then they come
We're
up.
kidding. He's not actually that shallow, but
I just kind of agreed. I didn't. What'd you say?
he only cares about things that boost his ego.
Oh no.
See, what happened to the we don't believe it unless we prove it for ourselves? She ain't even listening to me.
I was reading. Sorry. So then they come to this village, this little village. It's all kind of run down. Everything since they got dropped off by the little dragon scorpion things has been completely like
Little.
has been like completely desolate. There's nothing there. It's all gray.
It's all gloom.
It's just bad. So they come to this little city thing, and they call them whisperers. Whispers.
Yeah.
I guess that's the name of the creature. But they're like saying, "Oh, you're gonna betray all your tulip friends. You're such a horrible person." And so they all kind of get all sad. And Ivy,
What? That wait.
Ivy.
We're gonna re-explain that real quick. Hold on. Pause. They're like they sneak up on them before they even know they're being touched.
Yeah.
And put all these your worst fears into reality until you literally get the life sucked out of you by the whispers. Like you're so distracted by the fact of how terrible everything is, they suck the Lucian magic out of you before you even know you're dead. And the only reason we survive is because of Rupee. Good Rupee.
Good job, Rupee.
Because she goes peck peck, stab stab.
Yeah.
Oh no, Lucian.
Yeah. So they're kind of getting sucked into stressy depressy, and so these little things are whispering sad things in their ear. They're getting really sad, and they're sucking the Lucian out of them. And then Rupee wakes her up, and then she's like, "Oh, we're dying." So she pulls Lucent or makes Lucent, and it kind of snaps her out of it. And then she gets the other ones out of it too.
And then they continue forward in silence until we come across the next chapter.
Yeah, like nothing really happens. They just kind of snap out of it, and then they leave. We're like, "Oh, okay."
Like, oh, that was terrifying. I'm going to choose not to talk about that.
Yeah. Icar, of course, Mr. Espresso Depresso. I'm sure they were telling him you're a horrible king. Everybody's gonna die. This is the worst thing that's ever. And so he's still doom and gloom afterwards. And she's trying to comfort him, and he's like, "No." She says they're all lies, and he's like, "We don't know that." And she's like, "Okay," and like just doesn't want to pry. I'm like, "Oh, okay." I mean, valid. He was being depresso.
And so Ruby's sitting there. She's found the next clue on where to go because they're kind of navigating somewhat blindly because it's a really old map. I don't think that anyone's been there in like 120 something years. And
Yeah,
he knows the way.
yeah. Ruby knows exactly where to go. They're following these little. There's like arrows pointing in the right direction because it says Ruby sits on atop a golden arrow that sticks up half from a half dead tree. And they're like they're kind of following the arrows, they're kind of following the landmarks on the map, but nothing looks the way it did because the map was drawn forever ago because nobody's been there in 400 years.
And Gloam has significantly changed the landscape.
Yep. So they're doing the best they can. They're going to the Lucian Mountain thing where the tulip field is, but they have to get to the nymphs first. So they're trying to get to the nymph place, and the nymphs tell them where to go after they get there. So says the journal that we are following.
So
that's what they're trying
really
to find.
Hard to find them. And so we're going through like all the things, like we passed this morning. Go say we saw this morning, and like today, like we have to be at least halfway there. And she's starting to become more and more interested in their little conversations and being like, maybe if I get up there, I think, is this where she starts actually like getting involved?
Yeah. So she's trying to. So the guys are all around the journal looking at it, and she's trying to look at it because she just still like she didn't ask any questions. She doesn't know where they're going or what they're doing or why they're there. So she's like,
Which
you know
is
what?
Crazy, by the way. Who goes into a really dangerous place and just asks no questions?
Yeah. Just because he's hot doesn't mean you should follow him to the ends of the earth. We're not ride or die material yet. Okay. We haven't asked enough questions. But she's trying to, like, show interest, be part of the group. Yeah. Pull their own weight aside from the magic. They're all gathered around it, and she never actually gets a look at the journal.
And then we have a nice little conversation, which I feel like is very outing of her to say about herself. He's like, because the other three are like, there's like no magic here.
Yeah.
And so they ask her like, do you have magic? She's like, yeah. And they're like, crazy, because we don't have any. You must be super powerful. Like, yeah, I am,
Yeah.
I guess. Don't think about this anymore.
Yeah. So they ask her, they're like, "Oh, you have magic?" And she goes, "Yep." Light bulb in her hand, and they're like, "Wow." Because she doesn't even notice that there's not a lot of Lucent in the air.
Because she's creating the gloam into Lucent. There is no lack of Lucent for
Exactly.
her.
She's doing great. Oh, also, something's still following them.
Something is absolutely still following them. And all of them have had enough magic that they should have figured out what the heck is following them, especially with a full out, like, I guess he's a hunter too.
I mean, they kind of write it off as we're in the Gloam Mountains or the Lucent Mountains, and there's gloam everywhere. There's always going to be something following us, but something specific is still following. Something's been following them this whole time, and it's either the evil dude or her, Cynthia. Like, I mean, there's really not a whole lot of other options.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't know. They're still wandering around in the woods. There's a lot of traveling going on.
Yeah, we saw something, but maybe not. Next chapter. We have survived a full day and night in the mountains. She's distracted by him running his hands through his hair.
Constantly.
Constantly. And of course, we have sad little friendly turkeys following us again. And she's about to be sad.
We eat the turkeys.
We eat the turkeys.
We eat the turkeys. But as Icar is going to go clean the turkeys, she follows him and asks him about the journal because she wants to know, be part of the group. And he's like, yeah, it's in my pocket. And so she grabs it. It's in his vest, so she has to feel up his boobs to get the book.
She's not wrong. That's like a crazy way to say that.
That's exactly what happened. And so she gets the journal out. He's like, it's page this. She turns to the page. She flips the page. What is there? A black tulip. Dun, dun. She freaks out. No poker face at all. He doesn't notice. I know he's cleaning a turkey, but she like full on goes like out of body experience.
Doesn't he though? Because he's waiting. I think he's just trying to play it casual because he knows she knows something about the tulips. And if she knows something about the tulips, she probably knows about the actual black tulip. And he's waiting to see if she'll say what he's been waiting for her to say. Congratulations, I know exactly where the tulip you need is. You don't have to do any more searching after you find this flower. Is what he's wanting, I think.
Like the only thing he notices really is just, oh, she's kind of being a little weird. That's it. But she's having full existential crisis mode and doesn't have a poker face, is not hiding this at all. And it's like, dude, pay attention.
Yeah, because he immediately asks about the list right after. He knows there's something up.
Yeah, well, and he's been waiting to ask her about that for days, weeks. So he tells her the whole plan. He says, we're trying to find a tulip. The king is going to bridge the tulip to make the gloam go away. And she instantly goes to, no, that can't be possible. And her reasoning for that kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Because whether you think the king is bad or not, her reasoning for it is extremely selfish. Because her reasoning for not wanting to bridge with the king is because they might kill the tulips later on.
I think it's more of a. She thinks that they will get killed the same as last time. They'll be hunted again. Which is. If you were told, like, you have a special power and you must marry this man who's probably going to let all of your family be brutally murdered.
That's not what she says.
But that's what's happening, though. She thinks that they're all going to get murdered again, which, considering the past, is kind of valid.
Everyone's dying anyway.
That is very true.
She's literally going to risk the entire world for her 12 girlfriends, or however many there are.
I don't think she knows her true power, though. I don't think she truly understands that she can save the whole world just by bridging. But she's selfless enough that I think she truly understood that she'd be more willing. I don't think she fully knows the extent of, one, how bad the world is, and two, her power to save the world.
No, this is what she says. He says the king wants to bridge to restore Lucent, that it might be the only way to save the kingdom. But why should I trade the safety of my tulip sisters and myself for Lucent to be restored to the kingdom full of people who hate us? You're really going to kill everybody? Really? Everybody? Because one person has been lying to you.
She doesn't know that, though.
She should.
Agreed, but she doesn't.
Even if she thinks that. Even if she does think that, you know the kingdom is dying. You're really going to let everybody else die? So you and the 3 people that you like can hang out? Your aunt's going to die? She's not Tulip.
Yeah.
All of your people that you want to help are going to die. They're not tulips.
Well, the tulips will die too, because eventually they'll starve.
Eventually. So that's what I'm saying. This is a bad reason not to bridge. She was better off sticking with her. I think the king's bad. I was a little disappointed in Vera for that.
There's plenty of things to be disappointed in them both about. They are being willingly blind about each other's identities.
Yeah.
Willingly blind.
Yeah.
They should know by this point. Everyone else kind of knows, but they don't. And essentially, I think, what, we go into an almost kiss again?
And that's what she says. She says, but my biggest fear that after we've restored Lucian, a future king will end up having us track down and kill. Gonna die anyway. Priorities.
And the thing is like, if you track any king worth his weight at all, which obviously some of these men have been dumb, like, the part of the deal, which I guess, I don't know if Icar knows this or not, is that you have to take care of her tulip.
Right.
Like, well, you can't just keep hunting them down. Like, honestly, I'm shocked the kingdom hasn't been worse than it is. To me, that contract should have sounded like, oh, nope, no magic. Bye-bye. You killed my tulips.
Yeah. Well, and she knows the lore. She knows that for 200 years, the kings were great. And then that one thing happened, and then they were bad. So you really, first of all, in 200 years, you're going to be dead. So, well, she might not be. I guess she's an elf. But you can keep it going. You can teach them the good things. You don't have to let everybody die because you're scared. Yeah, that irritated. I'm disappointed. That's where I'm at. And then, yeah, so she's thinking, crap, he's a king. I have to go back to the tulips. Which.
Whoa.
What?
Wait. What did you just say?
Well, not he's a king.
Okay.
The king is looking for a tulip. I have to go back to the tulips.
Okay.
And make sure my little wristband is working because the king is actively looking for tulips.
That has not happened yet. She does not know. No.
Well, I know he's the king, and so it's in my brain. So, yeah.
So they get caught almost kissing by the other two. Because these people can't stop kissing even though they can't be together.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
They try to do that a lot. And then they get caught. And so they scramble back over to our little campfire and try to cook our birds.
Yes, they're eating turkey. Turkey legs, like at the fair. And then Icar is talking about how she doesn't really know how to fight. So he's like, hey, you got 3 soldiers right here. We can all teach you how to fight and defend yourself. And Ross and Darby are making fun of her. Like, yeah, you should probably do that.
Yeah, so like, you should get some training in, but he's going to do it because I can't, because I'll probably try to make out with you again.
Probably.
So I want to have him do it because he probably won't fall in love with you like I have, which is great. And they kind of keep chatting a little bit more. And Vera's very, very curious.
Yeah, so Vera is asking them questions. They're still getting to know you because she's getting to know these 2 new people. And so she starts asking about everybody that was at the dinner. She's like, well, I'm starting to get to know Darby and Ross. Cool, great. Hey, what about the other 2? You're kind of all in this together. So she's like, what's Jethanan's story? And so we kind of learn a little bit about Jethanan too.
And I think it's great because everyone gets really tense really fast. Because everyone knows that they have feelings for each other and does not want to talk about Nadiet.
Yeah, everyone expected her to ask about Nadiet. Which
she threw them a curveball.
So she asked about Jethanan. Jethanan apparently came to the castle when he was a teenager, and he was a weirdo.
I guess he hasn't been forever years old.
He looks like a teenager. He still looks really young.
That is true. That is true. You are correct.
Nobody knows anything about Jethanan, so we're like, we don't know what you are. You're a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry. Yeah, so, and then, Kayla, another line that she should know that he's the king. Darby says, yeah, Icar may seem frustrated with him at times, him being Jethanan, but he trusts Jethanan to the point that he made him his top advisor and leaves the kingdom in his hands when he's away.
I was also very, very frustrated with that. Like, come on.
So you really think that a soldier is leaving a random wizard in charge of the kingdom while he's gone? Why?
Why does he's not the king?
Exactly.
In charge, right?
Why would you need somebody in charge? Well, Icar's gone if he's not the king. Woman, figure it out.
But she continues not to think and immediately goes into,
Continues.
what about not yet?
Yeah, what about not yet?
And everyone goes, oh God, no.
Icar admits that they were engaged, but not anymore. He doesn't really explain why.
He has to dig it out of him a little bit, because originally he tries to go like, oh yeah, well, no, which one? Hold on. He answered that, yeah. No, she's just a head originator that I knew ever since a child. It's fine.
Yeah, and then Vera's like, oh, with friends with all of you? And I don't know, remember what John says. He goes, well, more Icar than us. And then they look at him like, really? You're really not going to tell her?
He just wants to fight these dudes. He's like, man, y'all give me trouble. We considered marriage, but no longer, is his answer to. So stupid.
Yeah, and then Darby straight up says, yeah, Icar shouldn't be dating anyone. Like glaring at Icar, like, get it together, dude.
Yeah, because he isn't in a position to court anyone. And another thing that should really, really stick out as, maybe he's more than just a soldier. He has to be at least some sort of noble bloodline.
Yep.
Because no one else in this universe is, like, spoken for to that matter.
Yeah.
Unless they're, like, in love and they're going to tell somebody about it, kind of thing. So many clues, man. So many clues.
And then Icar straight up. So Ivy kind of, not Ivy, dear Lord, Vera kind of goes to bed, and Darby starts questioning Icar about her, and Icar can't tell him anything about Vera, like personality, what she wants to do. And Darby's like, "Well, I talked to her for 10 minutes, and she told me everything." So Icar tells him,
Hold on. I think you might be going too fast.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're skipping a whole thing.
Oh,
Let's
Ross
talk
is
about-
practicing. Ross, she leaves.
They're practicing.
They're practicing. She didn't go to bed.
But we bring up the whole, oh, so she's an originator and a healer.
That's where I was going. She left. I assume she went to bed. She went to go practice.
She went to go practice, and they immediately talk about that.
Yep.
And they're like, that's not possible, right?
Yeah, Darby's like, yeah, never heard of that. Says the head healer of the kingdom that would know. Darby's like, yeah, that's not a thing. But he doesn't straight up say that's not a thing. He goes, I've never heard of that.
He's being willingly oblivious still. Yeah, so then we get into the whole that, and like, she dated Drade, by the way. That's really interesting.
Yeah, so Darby and Ross know Drade, obviously, because they're friends. He goes, oh, really? He basically just calls them out and says, you like her. You are not supposed to be liking this person. You have an arranged marriage. You haven't met her yet, but you are arranged, my guy. You are betrothed. You cannot like
We're
someone.
literally out here risking our lives for this.
Exactly.
And you're flirting with the enemy. Not really, not enemy, but he doesn't know that.
All of this would be solved if we would just talk to each other. All of it.
Book.
I know.
You like the book.
Oh, sorry. No, at the end of this cracks me up.
He tried to attack me.
Darby cracks me up because Darby's talking him down from like, you cannot date this girl. You cannot like her. No. And he goes, so she's available?
Straight up tries to ask, so do I have permission?
Like,
no,
hey.
No, you do not have permission. And then proceeds to be like, okay, we're fighting now. We're going to train. It's like, oh, come on, man. I didn't mean it.
It was a joke, dude. That was funny. That made me giggle.
That was great.
So now we're in chapter 16. Still Icar's POV.
He's in terrible pain because his mark is turning more black.
Yes, his tattoo is tattooing.
I almost wonder if it's because it seems to be happening like back to back for a little bit, and I almost wonder if it's due to the amount of gloam in the area. Like,
I'm still not convinced that the thing turning black is a bad thing.
Well, I think they have enough evidence of it being a bad thing that I feel like it's kind of marking the death of the kingdom.
But it's turning more black as he's getting closer to the thing.
Or is it more like you haven't married and protected my tulips by this time? Punishment. We'll find out eventually, I'm sure.
I don't know. But yeah, his mark is getting blacker. He goes back into stressy depressy. And
Rupi comes out to comfort him.
I know.
Everyone's asleep, and Rupi comes out to comfort him. I don't know if we discussed this either. At least Darby, I think possibly Ross, knows about this. I think they're like one of the only like two people Maybe 3. I think Jeff probably knows about this in the kingdom. The mark turning dark,
Yeah,
specifically.
it's a secret. So yeah, when he was a kid, when the first thing turned dark. See, okay, it started happening when he was a kid too. Like
I think it's marked. I think it's some. Well, no, because in the other, did they ever say the kings like all had dark marks?
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Was his dad's mark entirely black?
Because I think they made it out as, I'll have to go back and read it later. But it sounded to me like they had hoped that he was going to be a worthy king for once, because his mark was like fully golden and like they had full hope for him. And then he's felt like he's had to keep it a secret, even though all the other kings turned black.
I don't know. The turning black thing doesn't. It hasn't really been explained from an actual factual statement. It's
That's
just we're
true.
guessing. We don't really know what's going on. But anywho, so he gets waken up in the middle of the night and goes to go do watch because he's awake anyway. And then he's fighting his feelings for Miss Voluptuous over there.
Thinking about how to find tulips. And then essentially he's just in his own little train of thought. Nothing super important. And then everyone starts waking up, and then he has a fight looking at Barrett because now she's moving around and getting his attention instead of just sleeping and getting his attention. Very fun.
Rupi apparently likes. Oh, Rupi's riding around on Ross now.
He has approved of all these men.
Rupi approves of the men.
And essentially we go back to hiking around. We have a little bit different scenery because we have really prickly, long plants. I can't quite picture this in my head.
I'm thinking thistle.
But they're like taller than them.
Really big thistles. It said they had purple flowers on the top.
They have the purple spiky balls, but the part that I'm confused about is like the stem is grabbing them and sticking to them too, not just even the.
Have you ever rubbed up against a thistle?
Well,
There's a reason it's called a thistle.
Yeah, the purple part is pokey, but they're talking.
Oh, no, the leaves are pokey too.
I guess I just try really hard not to get poked.
Yeah, no, they don't feel good. I'll put up a picture of a thistle. For those of you that are unfamiliar, they're not fun. They're aggressive. That's what I'm picturing, really tall thistles. But so Vera goes up and starts talking with Icar. They're talking and walking and talking. It's the best way to do it. And she's like, hey, so like if the king doesn't bridge, like is there another way to save everybody? And he's like, yes, the king has a plan. A plan that he has not told Darby and Ross yet, but he tells her because it's kind of there's a certain amount of anonymity because she doesn't know he's going to be the one. But his plan, which he is telling her is the king's plan, is if he doesn't find a tulip and doesn't bridge, the king is going to offer himself as a sacrifice to Lucentia to save the world.
He literally just tells her that he's going to sacrifice himself. He's like, oh, yeah, that's a better idea. Then you can be king.
Right? Not a thought of, hey, that's a pretty good, noble thing to do to save everybody. You're going to offer up your life. She's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Because the person that I've never met before, who I still think is bad off of, lies and stupidity. Yeah, let's kill him and then you can be king. What difference does it make, woman? What difference does it make?
Yeah, that's a valid point. What difference does it make?
She's ready to murder a stranger who she doesn't know. She knows nothing about, who 3 people that she really likes have said nothing but good things about. Even if Icar, in her brain, if Icar was the king, she's going to bridge with him. Why can't you bridge with the other one? Because you said that your fear with bridging with a king was that later on down the road, they would kill the tulips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Show me the logic. Show it to me, because it's not there.
Because she's already said this, so she, honest to God, she'd just be happy that he's king. Yeah. Whenever she finds out eventually, like, that should theoretically be her reaction, but we all know that's not going to be how that works.
Because she admits it. She says it word for word. You'd make a great king. So disappointed in Vera in these chapters. Get it together, woman. And then they get attacked by wolves. They do. They get attacked by wolves.
And so she pulls out Lucent, and this is her first time trying to share Lucent between all 3 of them while fighting and also fighting herself. And she's struggling, man.
She kind of does for a little bit, but she's doing better than she thinks she is.
In general, I kind of meant because of the fighting part too.
Oh yeah, she's not a very good fighter.
Not a very good fighter. And a wolf immediately starts trying to corner her and get her. So everyone's fighting for their life, and she's struggling. because she doesn't really know how to fight, so she's putting everyone else in more danger because she can't fend for herself and constantly share loose ends, so it's making the battle worse than it had to be.
And then Rupee saves everybody's life. Rupee goes and like pokes the wolf's eyes out with her feathers and goes, "Pata!" And then so that gets the wolf off of Vera, and then they kill the wolves, and she can funnel the magic to the other three, and then they kill all the wolves.
Well,
Everybody
hold
dies.
on. You're missing an important part because this gets into get on. You're trying to skip it.
No,
You
I'm
said all the wolves are dead. They're not dead yet.
I still want to kill all the wolves. But one of them tries to jump on Icar, and she tries to save Icar, and it doesn't go well.
See, she kills the wolf.
She doesn't kill the wolf. He does.
Close enough to killing him. She at least keeps it from killing him.
Yeah. But in the process, she gets hurt. So she's kind of down for the count on the ground. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. And then Darby, who is a healer, comes over and starts poking around. Hey, are you okay? And he's feeling around her neck and head because that's where she fell. Well, Kayla, what's on her neck and head?
Well, I don't know. What is there?
It's a tulip tattoo that nobody's seen yet because nobody looks at people's necks. With all the necking these people do, they should see each other's necks more often.
And what's her first response? Let me be as suspicious as possible.
As suspicious as possible.
Let me just jump away like he burnt me. Very aggressive.
So he's poking around. He's just trying to see if she's okay. And she has to keep reminding herself, these people don't know. Act normal. Act normal. And she literally says, I don't know how to act normal. He's feeling down by her neck to make sure that her neck's not broken or something. And she's like, no, my head really hurts. And so he's like, okay, yeah, we'll take care of that. So she kind of funnels magic to him. And he heals her in a very dramatic way.
I'm waiting for her to need to heal one of them. Like Darby's out and she needs to heal Darby. That's what I'm really waiting for. I feel like that's what she's going to get found out. Because he's not going to hurt whenever she's healing him.
I have a feeling one of them is going to be like on the brink of death and she's going to be like, oh crap, I really have to heal them. And then they're going to be like, what? You're a tulip. And then, so she kind of like, after she gets healed, she's like kind of having a little panic attack. She's like, I might have lied on my resume and I really don't know how to do any of this and I've never done this before and I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. And they're looking at her like, what are you talking about? Like, we didn't expect you to fight. Like, you jumped into this on your own. Like, we don't expect you to fight. You're here for the magic. She goes, I know, but I've never done it before and I don't know what I'm doing. And they're all looking at her like, what are you talking about? Even Nadia can't do what you just did. You fueled all three of us to like max power. Like it was nothing for a long time. And she's like not even tapping the end of her magic. She's just like, she's
purposely holding back.
Yeah.
She's holding back enough so they can't
can't see the color. Yeah, exactly. So they're like, yeah. And then Icar yells at her for trying to save his life. Don't ever do that again. I couldn't live without you. So dramatic.
Yeah. And then they go into poking like, what's your secret? How do you do that? And like, how do you pull so much magic?
It's like we're asking all of the right questions and the answers are literally right there, but nobody's like, it's like, does she see us? I see you, you see me. It's like, that's the sound that's going on in my head.
But yeah, so we go to that. She's just like, it's a gift, I guess. I don't know. Let me be busy, I guess.
And then the next chapter goes to old girl, old hoe herself.
At another freaking King's Council.
Not yet. Holding a King's Council because she thinks she's important.
I can't wait till she finds out.
I am so excited for her comeuppance. I swear, if she has a character arc and turns in, it really wasn't that bad. Yes, let's save
it's only
the kingdom.
2 books. There's not enough time for her to get a redemption arc.
I want her to die in a brutal way, and I want Vera to do it.
I feel like she should have to do something worse, like, I don't know, get captured by Mr. Evil King that's trying to gloam the world.
I have a feeling she's going to marry him. So yeah, Mr. Wayland Uncle Man is holding the thing, and he's like, well, you didn't seduce him, so time for my plan now. You have 3 weeks to marry him, which doesn't make any sense to set a deadline on it because they don't know where he is. They don't know if he's going to be back in 3 weeks. They don't know.
He doesn't care. He wants the throne.
I know. That's what I'm saying. This is
Yeah.
a stupid timeline because it's just a timeline to say he gave her a timeline and he knows it's not going to happen. So she's all pissy and
This girl's so stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Drake doesn't really say a whole lot. He doesn't really do anything.
I think he's just biding his time, trying to wait until everything happens.
Yeah, he's kind of just waiting for her to come, like for Icar to come back.
So what do? Miss Naughty yet? We're going to go complain to Jethanen.
She goes and yells at Jethanen, why would the king's advisor, who was ruling the kingdom while Icar's not there, not be at the king's council? And it would be one thing if he didn't know about the king's council, but he knows about the king's council, is letting the king's council happen and just continuing to run the kingdom.
Maybe it's something like they still happen occasionally even without Icar, and it just, I don't know. All of this is very odd. It might be more of a regular thing than they made it sound like to begin with. But she shouldn't be there. He's making it very clear that she shouldn't be there in this little argument.
Well, Jethanen straight calls her out and says, so, you told them what he was doing when you were expressly told not to, and that this was a secret. And she goes, yeah, but it's for Icar. It's for the greater good. And Jethanen goes, nope, you being a villain. He straight up calls her that.
Straight up.
What does he say?
I've seen you act the enemy, my lady.
Yeah, calls it
enemy. Doesn't appear to be a good fit for you.
Mm-hmm. He's so over it.
So over it.
And she just stomps off mad.
Little temper tantrum like the little toddler she is. We go back to Icar and slightly more reasonable people, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But essentially,
he's
so
just
we're
battling the feelings.
Yeah, we're repairing our outfit, waiting for the other two to come back. I'm pretty sure they went. Are we at the part where they went hunting?
I don't know. There's a lot of pining going on.
Yeah, they're back. They're out the other two are out hunting, so the two lovebirds are sitting at camp waiting for them to come back. He's like slowly trying to fix up his armor to distract himself, and then they kind of start chatting, and he keeps getting distracted by that. Let's see. We have small little chit chat. His shoulder starts hurting again. His mark is getting darker, and she notices so sweetly.
And then he gets taken by a spider.
So the spider's about to attack her. Yeah. And he comes in and rescues her and then gets poisoned and dragged away. And it leads into this whole thing where Vera has to go gallivanting through the woods after him to try to save him. It's just her and Rupee, and they have to leave all their gear behind. They're like, well, hope the other two come and get it. Well, I gotta go follow my lover into the woods.
Yeah, if you've seen Lord of the Rings or read Lord of the Rings, they're in Shelob's there. That's exactly what happens. They're calling it a velvet widow instead of a black widow. Yeah. So he gets taken to Spider Cave, and Rupee's mad.
Rupee's mad. No, the fate of the kingdom, the hot lover for my girl, my boyfriend. So anyway, next chapter, we're carrying around. If we chose to bring his giant sword with us, I'm not really sure where her thought process came with that. Like, I guess so, but yeah. But she's following
a bigger sword to stab you with, my dear.
So we go hunting for the spider. She's like, oh, I barely saw him get dragged into this cave. I guess I got to go into this cave now. And it's a very scary cave. I was going to say it's very dark. There's lots of cliffs and very tiny pathways that she almost slips down and falls before she finds him. And she's really stupid because she's making a lot of noise as always, because how do we not make noise, I guess, in a giant cave? And is dumb enough to like call out for him, which luckily he's close enough. She can find him, but that just lets everything know where she is. This cave's echo. So silly girl.
Silly.
I would like to hear your point of view, what you think about how she finds him and what happens from here.
She doesn't find him. Rupee does. She's following Rupee. And as she's following Rupee, she's carrying around a giant bulb of lucent, lighting up the whole thing. So she was on the struggle bus there. But Icar is upside down, hanging from the spider web. And he's like, hello. Help.
And apparently this particular spider is known to just leave their victims there to slowly die because they prefer like dead things, but they don't want to kill their victims, which is very interesting. They just let them hang to death.
So, if you don't like arachnids, you can just skip this part. Some spiders drink the thing's blood. Some spiders inject them with like a toxin that turns their insides to goo so they can suck it out. But this spider apparently doesn't follow those rules. So the spider got him with a fang and it made him immobile. He can't move. So they have time to hang him up. And then this spider just wants it to die apparently because I don't think his insides are turning to goo. So
no, Toxin, he's very much in shape still from this because she checks him out and his abs while he's just hanging upside down. He's still very much in a very normal shape. So
yeah, he's fine.
He's not being dissolved. Lucky him.
He's just I guess he's just waiting for him to die. All the blood's pooled to his head. If you've hung upside down for any amount of time, it is extremely uncomfortable and very dangerous in a very short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, he's fine. I guess we're not really following a whole lot of National Geographic spider knowledge.
Well, it sounds like he can move by this point, so he's probably
he can move. He's doing like sit-ups to try and get himself out. He's trying to get his feet out of the thing. And she sees him with his shirt falling down. And after she's done, abs. Wow. Are you like that around dudes? Like,
no.
I don't know if I'm just desensitized because I swam and literally every day of my childhood, all of the dudes didn't have shirts on and they were wearing swim trunks. It doesn't affect me. I mean, if you have
go, that's nice.
Like I'm more likely to
way.
Exactly. I'm more likely to go, he works out. Look at cool. Good job. Like my brain is going into medical. What sport do you do? Because your delts are ridiculous. Nobody needs that much delts.
Mm-hmm.
And I know if you're a swimmer because your lats are ginormous. Okay, it's just I'm looking at
if they have chicken legs, it tells you they have too much ego in their chest. Like there's a lot you can tell from. Both of us are very analytically minded whenever it comes to that. Like I'm attracted to emotional intelligence and stuff like that. I don't care about the body.
Yeah, like I'm looking at your muscles like an anatomy test. That's what's going on in my brain. Do I admire my husband's? Sure do. But yeah, I don't know. She's just like obsessed with his body and it's kind of irritating me. Like we get it. He's sexy. Moving on. What would really ruin it for me is how he's always like, yeah, I know, man. I hate that. I know I'm hot. You just got to keep checking me out, okay? They haven't really said anything like that other than like, oh yeah, women like the soldier type.
Which he knows he's hot and he's playing up to it and like, I don't like it.
How come the guys get to know that they're hot, but all the girls always have to be, nobody likes, but I'm secretly beautiful. But you have to tell me that 5,000 times before I even slightly accept it. Okay, just stop. Just stop. If he can be sexy, you can be sexy. Okay? Just get over it. Anywho, we're hanging it upside down. She tosses him his sword because she's like, I can't wield this thing. This is not going to work. I don't know why I even brought this thing in here. So he's hacking away at the little spider web and she is fighting off the spider.
Whoa.
Kind of.
No. We're not there yet.
Oh, I thought we already talked about that.
Chill, bro.
You're going too fast. We got distracted by talking about her being distracted by his body.
And speaking of her being distracted by his body.
Yes, that's where that was leading. I got distracted. So his shirt is falling up and he's swinging around. He has done a sit-up to undo his legs and she sees the tattoo and instantly goes into, oh no!
Just like full out panic attack.
Full out panic attack.
You're a king. Apparently this mark is very noticeable. Everyone knows what the mark looks like.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a very big thing because even the person who avoids kings knows what the marks. I guess she's probably been trained in how to identify one.
Well, and she knows that the original king had the mark. She knows about the mark because it's tied to her being a tulip. The mark is tied to her being a tulip. So she's like, you didn't tell me. And he's sitting there literally trying to fight for his life before this ginormous spider comes back.
I would like to point out he's hiding this. He's trying so hard to hide this mark because she's over here ogling him. He's going, well, you can see my mark. I have to tuck my shirt in my pants. I have to do everything I can to hide this from you and keep this a secret a little bit longer. Then finally gets desperate enough. For her.
Because there's the giant spider.
And she just loses all sanity.
All of it.
Freaking last words of this chapter. Like,
I kissed a king. I like how we read that in two different tones of voice.
Yeah, that's how I picture her. Like, holding her head full chaos mode, being like, oh no, I did the worst thing possible. I kissed a king. And that's where it ends.
Yep, that's where chapter
Too bad
20
for
ends.
you. So,
yeah.
well, next week. I don't know. We might record soon. We really like this book. We'll see.
Chapter 20 ends. Vera finally finds out that he's a king. Thank God. Because if we had to go another chapter without knowing who these people were, I might have done something drastic.
Yeah. So next week, to read or not to read.
To read or not to read, chapters 21 through 30. Have fun with that cliffhanger. Bye.